The sun had only just slipped below the horizon, leaving a soft band of orange light glowing behind the hills. Evening in the Hadzabe camp settled quickly, but not quietly. Children's voices drifted through the air, half songs, half laughter, as they finished their games and followed the scent of dinner toward the fire. Tonight's meal had been gathered just hours before. Some of the older kids had joined the women and men in searching for tubers, peeling them with small stone tools until the pale flesh shone beneath the skin. Others had climbed low branches to collect berries still warm from the day's sunlight. A lucky pair had even found a honey-guide bird, calling and chattering, leading them to a hive tucked between branches. They returned triumphantly with honey dripping into a gourd bowl. Now the children sat in a loose circle, knees dusty, faces glowing with firelight. A mother passed around roasted tubers wrapped in leaves, their smoky scent rising with every opening. A few of the kids clapped softly as a father placed a small cooked bird on a wooden plate. Everyone knew it had taken patience and careful aim. As they ate, their excitement bubbled over. One boy, about 8, held his tuber like a prize. "I dug this one. I found it first," he said proudly. His younger cousin leaned close, amazed. "It's so big. You must be the best finder today." Across the circle, a girl dipped her fingers into the honey, letting the golden syrup stretch in long shining threads before tasting it. Her smile was slow and bright, the kind that made the other children giggle in response. She wiped her sticky fingers on a leaf, then offered a share to the toddler beside her, who took it and squealed with delight. Parents watched, half listening to their children's chatter, half lost in their own quiet conversations. One mother gently brushed dust from the hair of her son, who was falling asleep mid-bite. Another leaned toward the fire, checking the last simmering pieces of root tea. Documentary script. The Hadzabe, Masters of the Hunt. Narrated in a calm, deep, documentary-style voice. Opening scene, dawn over Lake Eyasi. Narrator. At the edge of northern Tanzania, where the sun rises over the dry savanna and the winds whisper ancient stories, lies one of the last true hunter-gatherer societies on Earth. The Hadzabe. Here, survival is not written in textbooks. It is learned under the vast African sky, passed down through generations, and carried in the hands of those who move with the rhythm of the land. Today, we walk with them. We listen. We learn. We witness a world where every footprint, every call, and every shadow holds meaning. Scene 1, the hunt begins. Visual. A group of Hadzabe men stand in the early morning light, bows slung over their shoulders, arrows resting in handmade quivers. Their bodies are lean, silent, attentive. Narrator. For the Hadzabe, hunting is not merely a task, it is a way of life. Before the heat rises, they set out across the open plains. They do not rush. They do not wander. They read the land. Scene 2, Master Trackers. Visual. Close-up shots of footprints in the dust. A hunter kneels, touching the soil. Narrator. To the Hadzabe, the earth is a map. A broken twig reveals direction. Fresh dung, still warm, reveals time. A faint footprint tells a story of movement, hesitation, and fear. Hunters whisper to one another, following clues invisible to untrained eyes. Their tracking ability has been refined over tens of thousands of years. A living archive of ancestral knowledge. Scene 3, moving like the wind. Visual. Hunters glide between thorn trees, stepping lightly. Narrator. The Hadzabe move with remarkable silence. Every step is calculated. Every pause is deliberate. Animals do not hear them. Often, they do not even sense them. This silent movement allows the Hadzabe to get within shooting distance, sometimes less than 20 meters, without being detected.
Set aku sa.
Zamo masha kusita.
Kese meshina ako china na.
Dunia. Chok kita ka choko. Zanji kamba pipi takwe iya. La.
Scene 4, The Language of the Wild. Visual. A hunter cups his hands and makes a bird-like call. Another mimics monkey chatter. Narrator. To hunt successfully, the Hadzabe must speak the language of nature. They mimic the calls of birds and the cries of monkeys. These sounds both signal companions and lure animals closer. They know which birds follow elephants, which calls reveal honey, and which sounds mean danger. This is communication older than civilization itself. Scene 5, The Greater Honey Guide. Visual. A small bird flutters from branch to branch, calling sharply. A hunter smiles and follows it. Narrator. The relationship between the Hadzabe and the Greater Honey Guide bird is one of nature's most extraordinary partnerships. The bird leads the hunters to hidden beehives, high in trees or deep in rocks. In return, the Hadzabe leave behind wax and scraps of honey. Both species benefit. Both depend on trust. It is a bond found in few places in the world. Scene 6, Persistence Hunting. Visual. A lone hunter jogs steadily across hot terrain, tracking an animal far ahead. Narrator. In the heat of midday, when most animals hide in shade, some Hadzabe employ an ancient technique known as persistence hunting. The idea is simple, yet incredibly difficult. Follow the animal. Do not stop. Outlast it. After hours of pursuit, the animal becomes exhausted, and the hunter closes in. This is human endurance at its most primal. Scene 7, The Craft of the Bow, Boar. Visual. A Hadza elder sits beneath a tree, carving a piece of hardwood. Children gather around. Narrator. But no hunt can begin without the most important tool. The bow, called boar by the Hadzabe. Crafting a bow is an art. The wood must be chosen carefully, often from conifera or wild olive trees. It must bend without breaking. It must hold strength without becoming too heavy. The elder heats the wood, straightens it, and polishes it with patience. The bowstring, made from sinew or plant fibre.
Ako mana check it out.
Is tied with practiced hands. Every bow carries the fingerprint of its maker. No two are exactly alike. Scene 8, Arrows of Purpose. Visual. A hunter shapes reed shafts over a small fire, another scrapes the bark from a branch. Narrator. Just as the bow is personalized, so are the arrows. Different arrows serve different purposes. Simple wooden points for birds. Light shafts for small game. Metal-tipped arrows for larger animals. Natural resins bind the arrowheads. Feathers guide their flight. Some arrows carry powerful traditional substances. Knowledge passed only from elder hunters to trusted apprentices. This knowledge is sacred, never shared lightly, never taken for granted. Scene 9, the final moment. Visual. A hunter raises his bow slowly. A spring hair freezes. The arrow flies. Narrator. When the moment comes, there is no hesitation. No noise. Only breath and release. The Hadzabe rely on accuracy born from lifelong practice. A hunter may take only the shot he knows will be ethical and effective. Every animal taken is respected. Nothing is wasted. Scene 10, return to camp. Visual. Hunters share meat with women and children. The camp erupts with laughter. Narrator. To the Hadzabe, the hunt is never about glory. It is about community. Food is shared equally. Celebrated. Talked about around fires that burn long into the night. In this circle of warmth and smoke, stories flow. Stories of hunts, ancestors, and a way of life unchanged for millennia. Ending scene, sunset on the savannah. Visual. The sun sinks behind the acacia trees. Children play. The wind grows quiet. Narrator. In a world that changes faster each day, the Hadzabe remain a reminder of our shared human origins. Of a time when humanity lived with the land, not on top of it. Their traditions are not relics. They are living knowledge. Wisdom carved in wood, spoken in tracks. Carried in the footsteps of hunters who walk with the rhythm of the earth. This is the world of the Hadzabe.
Semete, eguna kukunya ikae.
Ukumi ite. Zani ko chana. Nakababa ka uika iko naka.
Tansi may nate. Tansi maham.
Oh, uishi na wakana.
Kuishi da kana.
Ukumi ite. Kuzu wata.
Tata bita. Kasi boko teko. Kasi kai boko.
Sabab.
Ay habamia. Tansi maham. Sana kai. Kana didi. Kata tu. Tumika ah.
Nina amathe. Nakuya na tunasema hivi.
Ndio apuko.
Jaguar.
Oh. Dam cứ ở ngay tao.
Mami chắc quá mà có ite mà mà này đi qua. Kimi cái đó.
Buku jaguar. Come non la